Hey guys, welcome to the studio for another Trashy Thursday episode. So today I wanted to talk about, some people call them snippet rolls, some people call them scrap rolls, but you've probably seen them all over the internet where people take some sort of thin paper and then they take all their scraps and they attach them. So for example, one of the things that I use, I actually got this for 50 cents at a resale shop. It's an old cash register roll. So some people use this or adding machine tape, or other people just take like craft paper and cut it into whatever size that they want their snippet roll, which is usually somewhere 2 to 3 inches, maybe 1.5 inches. I think it kind of just depends on what size you typically work in. So for example, if you have a really tiny journal, you don't want to make your snippet roll a 4-inch because you're constantly going to be cutting just little tiny pieces. So this one is a 3-inch. And that's typically the size that I would use, which is great. I mean, this whole roll was 50 cents, so very cost effective, but you may not get the deal that I got. So I thought, why can't we just use our own receipts? Like, some places I go, I don't get a receipt anymore, which is great because then it's a little bit less paper that's out there, but some places still give you a receipt. So I just started collecting ones that I had this week. So most of them have like my credit card information on them. So all I do is I just take my black Permapack, which is just like a felt tip marker, and I go ahead and I just run a line through. If there's any, whenever they put your card number on here, it's always just the last 4 digits anyway, so it's not really, to me, it's not that big of a deal. I knew these receipts were heat reactive, so I tried just using my heat gun, but I was actually kind of scared that I might catch it on fire, so I think the black permanent marker is the way to go. But so now I have, because some places you go, you get crazy receipts. So I went to Publix, I bought 3 items, and look at the size, the length of my receipt, because they wanted to tell me about some giveaway. So I have my receipts. I've already marked out my credit card information. I need a glue stick. I need probably some scissors. And I have a pile of stuff. There's some little bits in here. There's some, like this was like a mop-up page because I had some extra paint sitting around. Those kinds of things that are just sitting here waiting to become something. So I am going to go ahead and just start tearing, cutting, gluing, and I'll probably just start on one, and when I get towards the end, I'll just use my glue stick to attach the next receipt onto it. I think I might even probably use some washi tape because I'm trying to use that up, but to me this is like a really fun thing to just sit in your studio and do. Maybe you have, you're watching something on TV, you got a movie on, you're listening to a podcast, whatever. This is something you can just do and pay attention to something else. So I think it's a really fun project, and we're using up something that, let's face it, is going to go in the trash can because most of us don't need our receipts anymore, because when we go to return something, you just give them your credit card and they can find it. So I thought this was just another way to use up something that would end up in our trash bins. So I'm just going to pop on some music and get to gluing, and I hope you guys enjoy it and get your receipts, and let's get gluing. So when I work on these snippet rolls, these collage rolls, I tend to do what I consider more of a background first. So I put down really large pieces just to cover my substrate no matter what I'm using. And this is just the beginning for me. So I can either come back with smaller pieces of collage, I could come back with stamping, I could also come back with mark making, I could add paint to it. I could do any of those things now that I have this base. And you can see in a pretty short period of time, I have probably about 3 feet of snippet roll that is all ready to go. So I'm just going to keep working on it, but I hope you guys will start to gather some receipts. Go ahead and use those up. It's another great way to use something. You don't have to go buy something just for an art project, and it's a great way to use up all of these little scraps that we tend to accumulate around our desk. So I hope you guys have fun. Happy arting, and I'll see you next time.